It's a good vibe. It's very comfortable to tourists and locals alike. It's less in your face. It's good music, nice environment. So it's all has the mojo. 4 years ago, December 1999, 1st of December. So it's been running 4.5 years. Music for the people. Yeah, it's really music for me. Just kidding. It's no, it's the vibe. It's what we deliver. You know, good service, good value for money, good environment. It's all. Well, we play what we like. You know, fundamentally we play about 50-60% reggae, and the rest will be sort of classic rock to sort of alternative, along with some, you know, hip hop, a fusion of different music. But fundamentally we play lots of reggae. Yeah, well, we do a variety of sandwiches and sort of seafood platters and steaks and whatnot. All day breakfast. It's simple, sort of, it's more like a pub menu more than anything else. Real vibe. I like the Penthouse in Bridgetown. It's about my favorite spot. The dub is exceptional. It's very safe. It's you know, like it's very local in its feel, but the music is exceptional. One of the local most popular DJ plays there every Sunday and Wednesday. It's always a good night to go down there. It's a nice vibe. Diving is a must, just because, you know, the aqua life is beautiful. The whole East Coast is so rugged and has that sort of peace of mind. It's so untouched by, you know, buildings and whatnot, natural beauty. St. George, in the middle of the island, is also very lush. There are many sort of not many streams or like rivers you might have in Guyana, but there are some if you go looking for them. Other than that, really, it's just you're at the beach, really, or you're diving. I mean, there's not a lot of nature, like there's not a lot of mountains as there would be in St. Vincent, for example, which is, you know, another lovely part of the world. I spent a lot of time there. So nature, and Bashaba is my favorite place, just because like you go check out like Foul Bay, Bottom Bay, Harry Smith, all lovely beaches. You can't beat them for beauty and serene feeling. You know, it kind of empowers you just to be there. Where I would go, they are tourist spots. I mean, all tourist and local spots are kind of pretty much the same. So like Mojo Bar is very big on the East Coast, but locals will go there every Sunday. The shipping is just, you know, it's a tourist trap, yeah, but lots of locals go there as well. Best time for Europeans really would be around Christmas, just because it's got that cool breeze blowing. It's not that humidity hot of summer, and it's I mean, 365 days of summer really. So some are more sticky than others, but a good time to come is around Christmas. It's more of the breeze, and it's just lovely. Well, anytime is a good time. Summer is cheaper because it's a little hotter, you know what I mean, and it's a bit stickier, but it really depends on your calendar. And any time you come to Barbados, it can't be a bad time. It's all good. There's no bad time. You know what I mean? You can't really notice the seasons unless, like, you know, the water gets cold. In my mind, from sort of November through to March. To me, that's cold. So I've not been in the sea in about 2 months, but that's because I'm climatized. There's never a bad time to be anywhere in the Caribbean, for that matter. Well, if you come to Barbados, you've got to have cuckoo, and there are two types. There's a breadfruit cuckoo, which is my favorite, or cornmeal cuckoo. You've got to have flying fish. It's not indigenous to Barbados, but it is known as our, you know, national dish. You want to get a cook-up rice, which is more, you know, West Indian, with coconut milk and peas and whatnot, or itals, which is Rastafarian food, which has no meat in it, which you can get sort of every weekend. There are little places that will do itals, and it's, you know, it's just a nice variation of vegetarian dishes. Other than that, the seafood here. I mean, as I mentioned earlier, the Muse is an exceptional. It's a top restaurant. But the chef there, good friend of mine, I went to school with him. Fantastic seafood chef, possibly the best I've ever sampled. Amazing. So anything you do, I mean, anything you come down is going to have that Caribbean flair and seasoning to it. You know, it will be good. I'd like to see maybe less development, but you can't really do that because of the price of progress. So I mean, there are a lot more buildings that are going up. There are a lot less windows to the sea. I'd like some legislation to protect the few that are there. So yeah, I guess I'd like to see more protection of the natural beauty. So we're not overtaken by a concrete jungle. You know what I mean? So things are more. So there's more beauty, more natural beauty. There's only limited space on this island, and there's so much development going on right now that I think it's just out of whack. I'd like to see it maybe stamped down, put some legislation in, so that not every single window to the sea is blocked up with a big, you know, privately owned whatever. I mean, I grew up here as a child, and there were a lot more windows to the sea on the south coast than there are now. There are hardly any on the south coast, and that takes away the beauty, the natural beauty for the locals that live here. So I'd like to see, you know, other than that, I just like to see more tourism, more support to small businessmen like myself. I think that's I guess that could be a complaint from anyone, but I live here, so I'd like to see more support for us and more initiatives to help small businesses and keep on floating by, you know, just do the best we can and make a dollar. There are more Europeans. 80% of tourists that come to Barbados come from Europe, and out of that 80%, I would say 75% of them are English or British. Then probably the next bigger chunk would be the Germans, and then miscellaneous places. But you know, the majority of tourists come from Europe easily. Maybe 10-15% from North America, and of that there'll be more Canadians than Americans. But there are more Americans coming now. It's hard to take a timepiece, but majority speaking, British, European.